scholars believe the Phrygians arrived in Anatolia. The theory proposing that the Phrygians initially came from Europe and migrated into Anatolia during that period is supported by classical literary sources and, more significantly, by archaeological and linguistic evidence. Most ancient Greek and Roman scholars seem to agree that the Phrygians migrated from the southern Balkans and settled in central and western Anatolia. Herodotus records that according to Macedonian accounts, the Phrygians were once known as Brigus or Brigus and lived as neighbors to the Macedonians, inhabiting regions both to the west and to the east. Upon crossing the Hellespont and settling in Asia Minor, they became known as Phrygians or Phryges in ancient Greek, hence the modern term Phrygians. According to Herodotus, some of them migrated further east and became the Armenians. However, according to the renowned geographer Strabo, the Brigus were part of the Thracian tribes that migrated to Anatolia. Additionally, he suggested that several other Anatolian peoples, such as the Mysians and the Bithynians, shared Thracian origins. The historian Arrian also seems to agree with this. Most Greek scholars believe that this migration occurred several decades following the Trojan War, which is commonly dated to around 1200 BC. While the exact origin and timeframe remain uncertain, the majority of archaeologists endorse the idea of a European origin for the Phrygians. This is because the cultural landscape undergoes significant changes following the Bronze Age collapse, resembling a broader cultural influence found in southeastern Europe and northwestern Anatolia. This stands in contrast to the earlier culture, which was influenced by the Hittites in eastern Anatolia in general. The evidence lies in the pottery, architecture, settlement planning, and burial practices. Additionally, as we will delve into later, most linguists agree today that the Phrygian language bears the closest resemblance to ancient Greek, suggesting a close proximity between the two cultures that goes back to the Bronze Age. It remains uncertain whether the Phrygians arrived through a sudden migration or a series of successful waves, and whether they completely displaced the previous inhabitants or assimilated them. What is known is that during the early Iron Age, around the 11th century BC, a new culture emerged that